Hi, this is Bryan Capone with the Capone For Your Home team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtor, Center City, Philadelphia. And for today's vlog, I'm going to answer a question and elaborate on something that I get asked often. Uh, do I have to attend settlement? I get asked that question by buyers and sellers. It's always a little surprising because I just want to say, duh, yes. And I know that sounds, not nice. Um, but sometimes I think to myself, well, don't you want to go to settlement? It's a big moment whether you're a buyer or seller. But sometimes there are instances that come up where people can't attend. Scheduling conflicts. Some people set a settlement date and then realize they had a vacation planned, and all of these things happen. So let me walk you through kind of both sides of the table, buyers and sellers. First of all, settlements don't happen on weekends, and they don't happen at 10 o'clock at night. They happen Monday through Friday from 8:30, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There are exceptions, but for the most part, normal business hours. Um, if you're not going to attend settlement, it's going to be more common on the seller side than the buyer side. So if you're a buyer and you're getting financing, you have to sign your note. You have to sign your mortgage. All sorts of disclosures. There's a lot more paperwork to sign as a buyer. So chances are doing that in advance, or even getting a power of attorney on your behalf to do that, not all title companies will accept that. So for the most part, I would say 95+% of my settlements, the buyer does attend. Now, if it's a husband and wife and one party can't make it, they can have a power of attorney where the husband signs for the wife or vice versa. If you have an LLC and there's multiple partners, someone ultimately is going to have signing rights, and maybe just that person attends. But for the most part, if you're a buyer, you're coming to settlement. On the seller end, the sellers don't have nearly as much documentation to sign as a buyer. They're going to sign the deed, they're going to sign an affidavit, some tax-related forms, a few disclosures, and that's it. It is quite common for sellers not to attend settlement. If I had to give you a percentage, it could be 50%, it could even be 60% of the time they don't show up. Oftentimes the seller just wants to be there. They want to meet the buyers. There's a lot of emotion attached to the home. They want to tell them the little ins and outs of the property, when trash day is. Let me tell you about this neighbor, whatever it is. Some sellers kind of know that there's not much to sign, and they've sold a lot of properties before, and they're like, you know what, I'm not going to show up. Just let me know what I need to do. So what typically happens when a seller doesn't arrive or come to settlement is the title company prepares what's called a deed package, which is basically everything they would sign at the settlement table. They prepare it in advance. That seller goes to a notary. They come to my office and meet with one of our title people who is a notary as well. They sign everything in advance as if they were at the settlement table. Any documents that they can't sign in advance because they're going to be prepared at the very last minute, usually the settlement sheet, which has prorations and some things that just can't be calculated, in advance of settlement, they will sign something that says, we give Bryan Capone the okay to sign off on whatever documents are needed for us. And then generally what happens is, before I sign that document at settlement, I make sure those people are on call. If they're in the area, they just can't be at settlement. I'll scan it to them, we'll review it over the phone, they'll give me the okay, and we'll sign it. So yes, if you're a buyer, you have to attend settlement. Not necessarily if you're a seller, you don't have to attend settlement. But it is nice, assuming it's a smooth transaction, that all parties do attend. Once again, Bryan Capone, the Capone For Your Home team, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtor, Center City, Philadelphia. Thank you.